Actually, before we go there, you want to check your machine to see if you already have MongoDB installed. If you have it already, that's great. You don't have to do this part. You can skip it. But on the Linux or a Mac machine, you can check it just like you would with any other application. If you type in Mongo dash version, and as you can see, mine is not working because I'm on a PC, and usually on a PC it's much more difficult because you have to set that executable file to the environment path, which I didn't. I don't have it. So, but if I do, then you will see the version number. And sometimes you can also use the keyword MongoD instead for the version. And again, if you're running on a Mac or a Linux machine, that should tell you. Okay, so for Windows, you can't do that since in this situation, you can go into the C drive, usually in the C drive under the program files. So if you go into the program files, and then it should be installed in a folder called MongoDB. So program files, and then here, if you see it, then it should be listed in here. So as you can see, I do not have it. So let's go over to the website and install MongoDB. Okay, so on the browser, we just type in MongoDB. All right, and the one that we want to install is just the community version. So if you go to products and under software, the MongoDB server, click on that, and it should go to the download center, and we want the community server. So again, just choose the version that is fit for your machine, and mine is Windows 64, so I'm choosing the packaged MSI installer or zip. So I'm going to choose the MSI and click download to install that. Now, once that is downloaded, you can click install, and then it's going to take a little bit while to install, but we're just going to wait until it's completely installed, and then we'll move on to the next phase. Okay, so I'm going to go click the installer, and it's going to ask me to okay, so everything looks good here. Click next and just accept the terms, and next again. You can install a custom version if you want. I'm just going to go install a complete version just to make sure everything is all there. Now, this option here, again, you can choose the network service server user, or you can choose a local or domain user. So if you do this option, just make sure you provide some information. Domain will be like a IP address. I'm just going to run the server-wide for user. So again, the default will be just as is inside the program files, MongoDB in the version 4, and so on. Click next, and then next again. And the Compass here, okay, Compass, it's just an interface where you can actually see databases and all the collections in your database. So this is very similar to if you are using your Microsoft SQL Server, would be the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So I'm going to install that and leave that in there. So later on, if you need to see the databases visually, you can run the application. So click next and go ahead and install. Again, it might take a while depending on your machine, but we're just going to let it run, and then once it's done, we'll move to the next step. Okay, so it looks like it's finished installing, and now it's running the MongoDB Compass community, which is the user interface where we can interact directly with the database. And so while that's being loading, we're going to wait for a second to see how long it takes to show up. Okay, so again, just read the agreement and agree to that. And then here we are, just a little tutorial to walk you through the whole process here. You could just go ahead and close that. Okay, and this is just for reporting stuff to help MongoDB. I'm not going to enable these. I'm just turn these off. And then here we are. So the localhost, the port number by default is 27017. So we leave that as is. If you are using a different port, then you can change that here. But otherwise, it'll be the default port. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and just, I can't see down here, but let me maximize this screen. Okay. Let let's see. I can't click it. All right. Okay. So here you can see they have three databases, and as three databases come by default: the local, config, and the admin. And on the left side as well, you can see them as well. You can go in here and you can see the information in there as well. So you can see the actual document in here. So this is a collection. A collection is really just a database, and this is, I mean, like a table, right? So these are your databases, the local, config, and admin, and then of course later on you can add more databases into this collection here.